Today is day 2 of the 30-day Speak to the Camera challenge. Today I want to talk about why I moved to Hong Kong during COVID. So I was, just a little bit of background, I lived in the US for almost 20 years. I moved there when I was about 13 years old. Before that, I was born in Hong Kong, grew up in Hong Kong, and then moved to the US after 13 years old to get a better education with my family. So grew up there, worked, went to school in New York, worked in New York after university for a long time before deciding to come back to Hong Kong. It was something that I've always wanted to do, and I've told all my friends that you know, just feel more connected to Hong Kong and always, want to try to come back to see how it works. But I just never took any action on it. I I remember keep telling people like throughout, even telling my ex girlfriend back then that that's something that I wanted to do, but it just never happened. And I think during COVID, it just everybody was working remotely at home, and there was you know nothing really happening. So at the time, I was working at this company, and they offered a sabbatical package where essentially if you get approved, it was only during COVID. If you get approved, and you could essentially still get a portion of your salary, but you could do whatever you want. You could figure things out like at that time. So previously, it was only available to a certain level of managers, but during COVID, the company was kind enough to make it available for every employee. So I applied, and I chose to go to Hong Kong, and luckily I got approved for 3 months. So I was able to come to Hong Kong, had to quarantine for like 21 days. I'm not going to get into that here, but uh, yeah. So during those 3 months, I knew I wanted to try to find a job here and stay here for a longer duration. If it didn't happen, if I couldn't land a job, I would just go back to my old job, and and just try to see what happens. Luckily, I was able to land a role within that 3 months, and that allowed me to stay. So that was 2021, and now 2026. I've been here for 5 years. Still here. I don't know what the future holds yet, but I'm starting this channel. Let's see what happens. So, why did I choose to come back? So really a few things. So essentially, I told you about I always felt a connection to this place. I get along culturally. I speak Cantonese. Most people speak English here, so I do get along with the people here a lot more. And another reason is I was sabbatical, and I was in my 30s, and I had no baggage at the time. Like I have no kids, recently, kind of got off a relationship at the time. So I told myself, if not now, when, right? Like I don't want to live a life with any regrets. So and then I also have, a some relatives. My grandmother's still here, some relatives, and I have friends here that can help me, get some sort of bearing once I land, right? And I was staying at my uncle's place for initially for the first few months, and before landing a job, I got my own place. So yeah, I mean, and also I just really loved this city and wanted to explore more of this city, and really get really familiar with all the landscape, the hikes, the people. I just want to be here longer. I felt happy when I'm here, right? So I just want to go to a place where you feel happiest. So that was another reason. Um, yeah, so I'm still here. I'm enjoying it still. I have, my group of friends. I join a running group once in a while. Met a lot of people that way. I'll save like what the benefits of being in Hong Kong versus in the US for another video. But I think there are a lot of benefits here. And also, of course, there's a lot of pros and cons with every single city. So I'll do that comparison some other time. But for this video, I just want to talk about the reason why I came back. Here it goes. I'll see you tomorrow.